Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1978 New York Yankee baseball, and it's game 2 of the 1978 season. We got the Yankees traveling to Texas to take on the Rangers. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting New York Yankees. Leading off, playing second base is Willie Randolph. Batting second, playing center field's Mickey Rivers. Batting third, doing the DH is Thurman Munson. Batting fourth, playing right field is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth, playing first base is Chris Chambliss. Batting sixth, playing third base is Greg Nettles. Batting seventh and playing left field is Roy White. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Cliff Johnson. And batting ninth, playing shortstop is Bucky Dent. And on the mound for the New York Yankees is Ed Figueroa. Take a look now at the hometown Texas Rangers lineup here. We got leading off for the Rangers, playing first base is Mike Hargrove. Batting second, playing shortstop is Bert Campaneris. Batting third, playing left field is Al Oliver. Batting fourth and doing the DH is Richie Zisk. Batting fifth, playing third base is Toby Harrah. Batting sixth, playing right field is Claudell Washington. Batting seventh and playing center field is Juan Benitez. And batting eighth, playing second base is Bump Wills. Batting ninth and doing the catching is Jim Sundberg. Let's get down here to the stadium, folks, and get this game started. Alrighty, folks. And like I said, leading off for the New York Yankees is Willie Randolph. He's batting .250 on the year. And I'll be facing Doyle Alexander. Doyle Alexander making his first appearance in 1978. And in 1978, he had a 9-10 record, a 3.86 ERA. And he had 7 complete games. Let's see what Willie can do against him here. And here's the pitch to Randolph. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Up with it is Toby. He's going to fire over to first. And that'll be out number 1. And we got this game started, folks. And now that'll bring up Mickey Rivers. If Mickey can get something started here for the Yankees. The top of the first. And that might be a base hit. Mickey is a -6. That'll take him up to a 13. 13 on a 9. And that's going to be an infield hit. Mickey gets a board here, folks. With a slow roller and with his speed, he beats it out. So Rivers down at first with 1 out. And that'll bring up the captain, Thurman Munson. Mickey is a D32. Let's see. Only with 1 or 2 outs, behind by 1 run, tied or ahead by 1 run. And he's a 32. Sundberg's a +3. Alexander's move is a +3. So that's 6, a 26. 26. And that will be a 52 or lower. So Rivers is going to be off and running, folks. See if Mickey can get in scoring position here. So what did I say? A 26, 11 to 52. He's safe. And of course, we dropped the dice. It ain't an official game until you drop the dice. And a 42 mix in there with a stolen base. Good job by Mickey Rivers getting in scoring position here with 1 out for the captain. So Mick down at second now. Thurman still at the plate. Let's see what can happen here with Thurman. Can he get a base hit here and drive Mickey in from second? Here's the pitch from Doyle, a 42. That might be a rare play or a wild pitch. He's a wild pitch of 1, and it says a wild pitch of 2 or 3 only. Otherwise, it's a rare play. So we got a rare play with a runner on second. And what was the other dice roll? A 43. 43 on a 36. As a 27. And now we got to add up the infield here for the Rangers. Give me a second here. You got a 3, 11, 11, 15, 15, and a, that'd make them a 22. 22. Now I gotta find out a 22. Roll the dice. 22. And what would that make them get? 22. The infield in. See here. Sorry about that. Didn't have this ready for this rare play. Infield in 22 makes them a what? Infield of a 22. Let's see here. Darn it, where is that? Infield fielding ratings. See here. Damn it. Ain't that awful? We're just going to say they're column 2. I'm tired of looking. Column 2 of 43. It's going to be a 2, 2, that's going to be a single in the center. Runner must try to score. So it's going to be a single in the center. That's a 56. 56. 1 is a 35. And Rivers is a 19. A 40. So he automatically scores. So Rivers scores on the base hit by Thurman. Hey, Mike. And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. So that stolen base pays off for Mick. And like I say, now we got the Yankees up by 1. And the first base is Thurman Munson. And that'll bring up Reginald Jackson now. So now we got Reggie up at the plate. And Reggie's batting .333 on the year. See if Reggie can get his first home run here. And here's the pitch. Rivers didn't score. What the heck? What the heck? Redo this here. Get old Mickey in here to score. So we got a base hit in the center field. R2-2. And that should score him. And now we got Munson at first. And a 9. And that's going to make him a 2. So that's definitely going to be a base hit, a 9 on a 2. And that's going to be an infield hit by Jackson. And all of a sudden, the Yankees are making some more noise, folks. As Reggie hits that ball down the ground at first, he beats it out. And we got first and second now for Chris Chambliss. And Chambliss is batting .250 in this short year. Let's see if Chris can do some damage here. And that's going to be a 54-32. That's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And the right fielder is a 1. And it was a 66. He's going to be a fill in column 1. It'll be a re-roll the dice here. And that's going to be a 43 for Munson to tag up here. So a 43 minus 32 plus 10, 21. And that will make, if he makes the out at third, that's the third out. So 21, that is a 43. And who you got up next? Nettles. He's going to stay put. So that's just going to be a fly ball at right. 2 outs now for Mr. Nettles. Greg Nettles is up now. And Nettles is 0 for 3 in the short season. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. And Sundberg makes the catch. That'll be out number 3. The Yankees score 1. And lead this game 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. And we'll have Hargrove, Campaneris, and Oliver due up here for the Rangers. And Mike Hargrove is 0 for 4 on the short season. He'll be facing Ed Figueroa. And this is Ed's first start of the year. And in 1978, he had a hell of a year. He was 20-9 with a 2.99 ERA. He had 12 complete games. And here's his first pitch to Mike. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Willie's an 8. That's a 26. And that's going to be a error on Willie. That's an E4. So last like that, the Rangers got the first runner aboard here on an error. And that'll bring up Bert. Bert's 0 for 4 on the year. Here's the pitch to Campaneris. That's going to be a 9. So -5. That takes him up to a 20 on a 9. And that's still going to be an infield hit. And just like that, the Rangers got first and second and nobody out. Might be a high-scoring game, folks. Might be a high-scoring game. That brings up Al Oliver. He's 1 for 4 on the year. And here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a 16. That's going to be out the center field. Rivers is a 2 on a 41. And that's going to be another error. And Hargrove's going to try to advance. And here we go. We probably ain't going to make this work. That's going to be an E8. Runner on second is going to get thrown out at home. And, well, first of all, let's get the right base situation. That might not be it at all. And the batter's going to take second on the throw home. And I bet you it doesn't throw Hargrove out. Batter cannot take second because for Okay, so let's try E8, R2, X2. Let's see if that'll do it. Oh, I'm liking it, Mike. Yeah, this batter cannot take that. Game does not like the batter taking an extra base on the throw. E8, R. Let's see what happens here. And like I said, it does not put an out on the board. No run scores, but no out. I cannot figure out how to get a runner thrown out on an error. So this is what we're going to do. Undo this. Undo this. We'll do an E8. I'll just do an E8. Simple as that. And I'm going to pick him off a third. I'll go back and adjust all this crap. So he gets picked off at third, and we'll do a double steal. Two. Stolen base, R2 safe, stolen base, R1 safe, and then I'll go back and take all this crap off. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. I just cannot figure out how to get a runner thrown out on an error. I've tried and tried many a time, and it just won't let me do it. It's the only glitch I can find in this game. So now we'll go back and let's see here. Camp and Neris. Get rid of his stolen base. We got a 0. That's okay. Oliver, get rid of his stolen base. Okay. Hargrave, if he got caught stealing with the pickoff, we'll get rid of it. No, he didn't do that. Okay. Then we'll give Rivers on his fielding. Give Rivers an assist. And we'll give Cliff a put out. Where's Cliff at? There's Cliff. That's batting. I want fielding. And we'll give him a put out. All righty. And that should be it. Now we got it going here. All right. So now we got second and third. 1 out for Zisk up. And it's still a 1-0 ball game. That was a lot of work just to get a runner thrown out at home here. All righty, Zisk batting .500 on the season. He's 2 for 4. Here's the pitch from Ed. The Yankees will be playing back. And that's going to be a ground ball pop. No, that's going to be a pop-up in the foul territory. And Randolph goes out, makes the catch for out number 2. Nice play by Willie. So now there's 2 outs. And runner still at second and third for Toby Hara. Always like Toby Hara. And Toby's 0 for 3 on the year. See if he can get off the snide here. And a 35. That's going to be a base on balls. That'll fill the bases up now. Bases juiced with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Claudell Washington, soon to be Brave. Claudell's first appearance in 1978, he only batted a .167 and had no home runs and 2 RBIs. So here's the pitch to Claudell, and that's going to be a pop-up, I believe, in the right field. Jackson comes charging in, makes the catch for out number 3, and the Rangers leave the bases loaded, folks. See if that comes back to bite them in the butt. The Yankees lead this game 1-0. Rivers made an error out in the outfield, but threw the runner out at home. We got White due up here, followed by Johnson and Bucky Dent, the bottom part of the order. This is Roy's first appearance in 78. He batted .269. He had 8 home runs and 43 RBIs. See if old Roy can get on base here. 61, that's going to be a fly ball in the left field for out number 1. Have you ever played the master game, Mike? And here's Cliff Johnson. He's batting .250 on the year. See if Cliff can get on base. And that's going to be an 8 against a, he's going to make him a 21. That's going to be an out. That is going to be a fly ball into right field. Yep, a fly ball in the right field. Nice play out there by Claudell. He just robbed Cliff of a base hit. So 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Bucky Dent. Bucky's 0 for 3 this year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. So 3 fly balls, 3 outs. The Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second. We got Beniquez, Wills, and Sundberg due up. Let's see what Juan can do. Juan is 0 for 3 in the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Ed's first strikeout. 1 up and 1 down. Gonna bring up Bump Wills. And Wills is batting .333 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And all of a sudden, Ed's dealing here. He had a rough first inning, but back-to-back strikeouts here in the second. Can he strike out the side, folks? Here's Jim Sundberg. He's 0 for 2 on the year. And no, he's not going to strike him out. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. Yep, a base hit in the right field for Jim. So now with 2 outs, got a runner on, and back to the top of the order we go. And Mike Hargrove, he reached on walk an error his first time up on Willie. Here's the pitch to Mike. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes on him. Here's the 2-0 pick. And that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Rivers has got it for out number 3. So the Rangers leave 1 on. We go to the top of the third. Yankees with a 1-0 lead. We got the top of the order due up here for New York. We got Randolph, Rivers, and Munson. Randolph's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to third. And he might be getting on base here. That's going to be a 13 and a 9. And that's going to be an infield hit for Willie. So Willie's aboard here to start the third inning. Hits that ball in the right field. And that brings up Rivers. And a D32. He's up by 1 run. Let's see. I think Willie's going to take off and try to steal second here. Only with 1 or 2 outs. So no, he can't take off yet. So Rivers is up to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He singled and came around the score in the first. And he gets a hold of this ball, folks. Mickey Rivers having a damn good game. And that ball is hit in the, let's see here, Doyle. He is a 6. He doesn't have any L's or M's, so that's going to be a double over first. And Randolph, is he going to try to score here? Be a 42. So on a 32. So a 28, and there's nobody out. 28, that would be a 54 or lower. So Willie is going to try to score a 54 or lower. And he makes it in there. Randolph scores on the double. And just like that, the Yankees are up 2-0. That brings up Thurman Munson now with a runner down at second and still nobody out. And Thurman had that RBI single in the first. Can he get another RBI here? Here's the pitch to Munson. And that's going to be a base on balls. He don't want no parts of Thurman. That might be smart to set up the double play, but that brings up Reggie Jackson. And Reggie make him pay for walking the captain. He singled his first time up. So now we got first and second. Still nobody out. Like I say, this looks like it's going to be a wild game here today. And that's going to be a first baseman is a 3 on a 42. And that's going to be filling column number 2. And that's going to be hit down the first. Hargrove up with it. Fires down the second. F on first. Let's see here. What is he? Is he an F? Munson sure ain't an F on first, so it is a double play. So that's going to be your old 3-6-3 double play, folks. That'll get Rivers down the second. So the walk to Munson paid off in the double play. So now we got runner on third, 2 outs. And it's up to Chris Chambliss to drive him in here and make this a 3-0 ball game. Chris is 0 for 1 today. He flew out the right field. See if he can deliver here. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. And he gets a hold of this. This ball is well hit. Chris Chambliss is going to come through for the Yankees with 2 outs. And that ball is driven into going to be driven into right field. Nice piece of hitting by Chambliss, and he's got himself a stand-up double. And the Yankees lead this 3-0. Here comes Greg Nettles now with a runner down in second and 2 out. Doyle Alexander can't get that all-important third out. Nettles is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he's going to fire over to first to get the out. That's going to be a pop-up to short. And that'll end the inning. But the Yankees score 2 and take a 3-0 lead. We got Campaneris, Oliver, and Zisk due up here for the Rangers. And Campy's 1 for 1. He got a single and stole a base in the first inning. Oh, the stolen base wasn't legit. That's right. That shouldn't have came up. But he squares this one up against Ed. And that ball is blasted into left field. Roy White's going after it. It's rolling around. Campy's heading for third. And he's going to be in there with a stand-up triple, folks. So just like that, the Rangers got a runner down at third. Nobody out for Oliver. Oliver's 0 for 1. He reached on an error his first time up as we drop the dice again. Second time. It's a charm, I guess. And here we go. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike three. Big strikeout by Figueroa. That's 1 out now. Runner down at third. Yankees are playing back. Don't want to give up a big inning here. Up by 3. Now you got 1 out and Zisk up. He popped up the Randolph his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to short. And that's going to score the run. And Bucky fires that ball over to first for out number 2. But the run does score, and the Rangers get on the board. We're back to the Tobihara up now. He walked his first time up. And that might be a base hit. Against a 17. Nobody on. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Nice play out there, Brent White. Robs Toby of a base hit. And that'll end the inning, folks. We go to the top of the 4th. We got White due up, followed by Johnson and Dent, the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yanks. See if they can get something going. Roy's 0 for 1. He just made a good play. Let's see if he can get a base hit after making a good play. And he might just have done it, folks. And that is going to be a base hit in the center field. Nice piece of hitting by Roy. Just like that, the guy that makes a nice play in the outfield gets a hit. That brings up Cliff Johnson. And Cliff's 0 for 1. See if Cliff can get something going here. Here's the pitch to Heathcliff. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 out now. And now Bucky Dent up to the plate. And Bucky's 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. Not this time, though. That's going to be a base on balls. Bucky's going to trot on down to first. Puts Roy down at second now with 1 out and Willie Randolph up. Alexander's got himself in a little bit of a pickle again. First and second, 1 out. Willie's 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Randolph. And that's going to be a pop up on the infield. And who wants it here? And Tobihara calls for it. Out in shallow left field. Makes the catch for out number 2. And it's up to Mickey Rivers here to drive in somebody here with 2 outs. Mickey's having a hell of a game. He's 2 for 2. He's got a RBI double and a single and a stolen base. And he might just got another base hit here, folks. 4 against a, what was that, a 9? 4 against a 9. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a single in the left, and that's going to fill the bases. And with 2 out, Roy White is going to score, folks. That's a single, makes it in the left. And with 2 out, Roy White, he's going to score from second and make this a 4-1 ball game. Nice job by Mickey. He's having a hell of a game. 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a stolen base. That brings up the captain. He's 1 for 1. He's got an RBI single and walked his last time up. And that ball is well hit. The Yankees are going to bust this game open, folks. Here we go. And that's going to be a runners on first and second. And that's going to be a double in the center field. That's probably going to clear the bases here, folks. And he's not. No, that's going to be a base hit into a double hit in the right field, a 51 with Mickey's speed. That should be no problem. Scoring from first. We'll make sure, though. Yeah, he scores without a throw. So just like that, It is now 6-1. And Thurman Munson, the captain, standing down at second. And that's going to be it for Doyle Alexander. See if the Rangers got a lefty to come in here and face Reggie Jackson. Hey, Big Clue. Yeah, exactly, Big Clue. Got it set up pretty nice. Ken Castro asked if I could set it up like that. So I was able to put the dice and the cards on the screen. He liked that. So the Rangers got 2 lefties in the bullpen. So we're going to go with Roger Morton. He's going to come out here, pitch to Reggie. As Doyle Alexander just got lit up in the last 2 innings. A short outing for Alexander. Doyle Alexander was a big piece of the puzzle for the Atlanta Braves. They traded Alexander to Detroit and got old John Smoltz. There's Roger. He'll come in here and pitch to Reginald Jackson. Hey, Legends, how are you? Great football game today. Check that out today. You had the Oakland Raiders traveling to Denver, folks. I'm not going to give it away, but it was an excellent ball game. Excellent ball game. So we got a runner down at second. Reggie's up. He's 1 for 2. He singled and then hit into a double play. We got 2 outs here. And Reggie driving the captain down at second. Here's the pitch to Jackson. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So they get Reggie swinging for the fences, but the Yankees score 3 and lead this game 6-1, folks. We got Washington, Beniquez, and Bump Wills due up here for the Rangers. Claudel flew out the right field his first time up to his counterpart, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second. Willie's up with it. Fires over to Chambliss for out number 1. Oh, you're welcome, Legends. Like I say, excellent game. Everybody, like I said, check that game out that Legends did earlier this afternoon. Juan, he struck out his first time up. See what he can do this time. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Nettles is up with it. He's going to fire across the diamond. 2 up and 2 down now for the Rangers. That brings up Bump Wills now. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. It's going to be the first walk given up, I think, second walk given up by Ed. So Bump Wills, not who you want to walk, but with a 6-1 deficit, he ain't going to be going nowhere. That brings up Jim Sundberg. He's got a hit here against Ed. He's 1 for 1. And here's the pitch to Jim. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Willie's going to fire over to first. That'll end the inning, and the Rangers strand 1. And we go to the top of the 5th. It's still 6-1 New York. You got Chambliss, Nettles, and Roy White due up. Let's see here. I guess we'll leave old Roy in. We're not going to pitch it when he comes up, even though a lefty's on the mound now. So Chambliss is 1 for 2. He's doubled and driven in a run and flew out the right. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Toby at third. Over to Hargrove. That's 1 out. Here comes Mr. Nettles, one of my favorite players. You wore number 9 when I was in Little League because of Greg. He's 0 for 2. He's popped up to short and to the catcher. And he's going to fly out the right field. Claudel catches that. So 2 up and 2 down for the Yanks. Here comes Roy White. Like I say, we're going to let him stay in the game even though there's a lefty on the mound. We'll turn Roy around and make him bat from the right side. And Roy's 1 for 2. He singled and came around to score in the 4th. And he gets a hold of this one. Oh, Billy Martin thinking right, leaving him in there. And that ball is driven into left field. That's rolling around. Roy White turns on the Jets, folks. And that's a brown-eyed, handsome man sliding in safely, a third with a triple. So now with 2 outs, the Yankees have got a runner down at third. See if they can get him in here, make this a 7-1 ball game. Up comes Cliff Johnson. He's over 2. He has flown out the right and he struck out. And that's going to be another fly ball out the right field. Claudell's got it for out number 3. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th, the top of the order due up here for the Rangers. We got Hargrove, Campy, and Oliver due up. And Mike's 0 for 2 today. He did reach on an error his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Mickey's out there patrolling. He's got that one with no problem. 1 up, 1 down. And here comes Bert Campaneris. And he's 2 for 2 today, folks. He's singled and he's tripled here. So he's figured old Ed out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Easy play for Mr. Nettles. He fires over to first. And that'll be out number 2. And that brings up Mr. Oliver. He's 0 for 2 today. He's reached on an error and struck out. And he might got a hold of this one, folks. He's going to drive this ball somewhere. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. Al Oliver with his first home run of the year makes it a 6-2 ball game. And that brings up Richie Zisk. Richie's 0 for 2. He did get an RBI ground ball. See what Richie does now with 2 outs, nobody on in the Rangers. That's going to be a rare play. A 16 on a 40. 28. And that's going to be ball 1 to Richie. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Greg Nettles. Nice backhand play. Fires over. Gets Zisk. But the Rangers get on the board with the Al Oliver home run. And it's now 6-2 as we go to the top of the 6th. We got Dent. Then back to the top of the order in the R boys, Randolph and Rivers. And Bucky's 0 for 1. He did walk his last time up, though. Here's the pitch to Bucky Dent. And that's going to be a... So he's going to make him a 4. And that's going to be a base hit for Bucky, an infield hit. Just nickel and diming them, folks. So Bucky's aboard here. Lead off single. Now we got Willie. Tell him Willie sent you. Willie's 1 for 3. He's grounded out the third and popped up the third his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a base hit in left field. And Bucky's going to hold up at second with nobody out. And up by 6. And here comes the big boys. And that we'll let him pitch to Rivers. If he can't get Rivers out, Roger will probably be taken out of this game. We'll see here. So we got first and second. Nobody out. Of course, they're down by 5. Down by 4. Here's the pitch to Rivers. He has a perfect game going, folks. He's 3 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs, and he scored all 3 times. And he gets a hold of this again. Mickey's having one hell of a game. And that ball is driven into left field. Does he have an L or an M? No, he doesn't. So it's just going to be a double in the right field. And Willie, is he going to try to score here? I don't think so. Not with nobody out. So we're going to have a double in the right field. And we still got nobody out. And that brings up Mr. Munson. And that might be it for old Roger. Hate to burn through their bullpen now. Sure. Bark. We're going to let him pitch. Like I say, they're down by 5. They're not going to burn through the bullpen. He's only pitched an inning and a third. So here comes Munson up now. Thurman's 2 for 2, a perfect game for him. He singled twice and, sorry, singled and doubled, and he walked. And he gets a hold of this one. Geez, you Pete's. This is turning into a freaking batting practice. And that ball is going to be hit in the, see where that's hit, in the right field, I believe. He's going to turn on this one. Second and third. Like I say, he's not an L or an M, so it's going to stay a double. Yep, a double in the right field. That'll clear the bases. And this is turning into a massacre here. The Yankees have went down to Texas and this beating up on these Rangers. It is now 9-2, folks. They go out to talk to Roger. Nobody out. 3 runs are already in. And they are going to make the change. They can't put up with this. And they'll bring in another lefty. You got Jackson and then Chambliss and Nettles coming up. Umbarger's going to come in to pitch. This is the thing about American League Baseball, folks. You can make pitching changes anytime you want. Don't have to worry about the lineup. Not that I'm crazy about it. I'd rather have the old pitcher hitting because we don't need no stinking DH. This is Jim's first appearance of the year. He was 5-8 in 78. Had a 4.88, a lot of 8s ERA, and he had 1 save on the year. And he'll be facing Reggie Jackson with Thurman Munson down at second. Still nobody out. And Reggie's 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Thurman will stay put for out number 1. And that brings up Mr. Chambliss now. And Chris is 1 for 3. He's doubled, grounded out the third and flew out the right. And that might be a base hit. And I didn't put his darn he's a 4. I didn't put that in there. I'm going to have to go back and edit him. Let's do that right now. We'll save the game here. Exit and save the game. Sorry about that. I didn't put Jim's pitching grade in here. So we'll do that. Go down here to player editor. Go to the Rangers. And where's Jim at? Here he is. And he needs to be a 4. Save that. And let's get back to the ball game. There we go. And that was a 7. And that would make him a 5. So that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And we're going to play station to station baseball here with a 1 out and a 9-2 lead. So we got first and third now for Greg Nettles. And And that was his 0 for 3. He's popped up to short and the catcher and flew out the right. And that's going to be a fly pop up in the foul territory. Jim throws the mask off, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 2. 2 down now for Roy White. See if Roy can get an RBI here, folks. He's 2 for 3 with that triple. Here's the pitch to Roy. And no, that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Oliver and left. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees leave 2 on. But they score 3 and make this a 9-2 ball game, folks. We got Toby, Washington, and Beniquez due up. Herrera is 0 for 1. He walked his first time up and flew out the left. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Easy play by Bucky. He fires across the diamond for out number 1. And that brings up Claudell Washington now. Washington 0 for 2. And that's going to be probably a base hit here. Make him a 14 on an 8. No, that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. And that is out number 2. And here comes Juan Beniquez up now. He's 0 for 2. And he gets a hold of this one off of Ed. Squares it up, folks. And that's going to be a double in the right field. Nice piece of hitting by Juan. With 2 outs here in the 6th. So you got a runner down in second for Bump Wills. Rangers trying to make this a little respectable here. And Bump's 0 for 1. He struck out and walked against Ed. And here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And now a pop-up down the short. Bucky's got it for out number 3. The Rangers leave 1. We go to the top of the 7th. It's still a 9-2 ball game. We got Johnson, Bucky Denton, then back to the top of the order in Randolph. Here's the pitch to Cliff. He's 0 for 3. Can he get aboard here, folks? And no, that's going to be a fly ball out to Claudell and right. 1 out. And here comes Bucky Dent. Bucky's 1 for 2. He's walked in this game. And that's another fly ball out to Claudell. They might want to pick on somebody else besides Washington here. We're back to the top of the order and Willie Randolph. Willie's 2 for 4 today and scored twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And bumps up with it. Fires over to first. And the Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We got Sundberg due up, then to the top of the order, Hargrove and Campy. Jim's 1 for 2. He singled and grounded out the second. Here's the pitch to him. And he squares this one up. That's going to be a single into right field. So Sundberg's aboard here with a leadoff single. And back to the top of the order we go. And Mark Hargrove. And Mike is 0 for 3. Yankees looking for a double play here to get out of this. He has reached on an air, flew out the center the other 2 times. And that's going to be a catcher is a 6 and a 14. That's going to be fielding column 1. That's going to be a foul out. And nice catch by Cliff Johnson. So that's 1 out here. And that'll bring up Campaneris now with Sundberg still down at first. And Campy's 2 for 3 with that triple. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field for out number 2. Nice play by Roy White out there. And here comes Al Oliver. He homered his last time up, folks. He's 1 for 3. He's reached on an error, struck out, and like I said, hit that solo homer. And that's going to be another pop up. And nice catch by Cliff. And that'll end the inning, folks, in foul territory. And the Rangers leave another one on. We go to the top of the 8th. We got Rivers, Munson, and Jackson due up here. And Thurman's having a great game. He's 4 for 4, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, scored all 4 times he's been to the plate. Here's the pitch to the captain. And they're going to get him out for the first time today, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. I'm sorry, that was Mickey Rivers, not Thurman Munson. Mickey was 4 for 4. Thurman's 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 doubles, and 5 RBIs. And that might be a base hit for Thurman. And it is. Nice piece of hitting. Munson stays perfect, folks. He legs out a nice slow roller down the 3rd. No play for Toby. He doesn't add insult to injury. And Munson's aboard here with a little 1-out single. Here comes Reggie Jackson. He's 1 for 4 today. He has singled, grounded out, struck out, and flown out. And this time he doesn't, folks. He squares it up. Reggie Jackson trying to get in on the action. And that's going to be a double in the right field over first base. It's not an L or an M, is he? Nope. And Munson will stop at 3rd. We got 2nd and 3rd and nobody out here. And that'll bring up Chris Chambliss. And Chris is 2 for 4. He's got a double and 1 RBI in the game. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. And that's going to be a first baseman is a 3 on a 21. That's fielding column 1. That's going to be a pop-up in the shallow right field. Hargrove makes the catch for out number 2. Everybody stays put. And that brings up Greg Nettles now. And see if Greg can drive some runs in. He's 0 for 4, so he is due, folks. He might be one of the few Yankees without a hit. And he's going to be still without a hit because that ball is hit down the 3rd in the foul territory. And Toby goes out after it, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning, folks. The Yankees strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still a 9-2 ball game. Zisk, Herrera, and Washington due up here. And Ed, I think it gets 1 fatigue point here. He's a Q1. If memory serves me right, starting the 8th inning, he loses 1. If memory serves me right. Take a look here. Q1 reduced in the 9th. So I was wrong. He can make it to the 9th inning before he loses anything. So he's still a 15. All righty, you got Zisk, Herrera, and Claudel due up against him. See what Zisk can do. He's 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch to Richie. And that's going to be a base on balls. Not what you want to see. So maybe Ed is starting to get a little tired, folks. Brings up Toby Hara now. The runner down at first and nobody out. Toby's over 2. He's walking this game. And not this time, folks. That's going to be a 17 and an 8. That might be a fly ball. And that's a 34. It's going to be a pop-up down the short. Nice play by Bucky Dent for out number 1. 1 down now for Claudell Washington. See if Claudell can get something going. He's 0 for 3. I like to see Claudell do something here. And he just might. He just might, folks. Against a righty. He's going to make him a 14. That is going to be a base hit. It's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Zisk will stop at second. Not much speed there by Zisk. So now you got first and second and 1 out. And that brings up Juan Beniquez. He's 1 for 3 with a double against Ed. 1 out. Zisk at second. Washington at first. And that might be a double play ball here, folks. That ball is hit down to Nettles. Nettles is a 5 on a 13, so that's going to be column number 1. And that's going to be a and he's going to step on the bag at third. He's going to fire down the second. There he's going to fire over to first to get the double play. And that ends the inning, folks. The old 5-5-3 double play. And we go to the top of the 9th. We got White, Johnson, and Dent, the bottom part of the order up here. Jim's going to stay in the game, folks. They're not, let's see, is this his 4th inning? Yeah, so they are going to take him out because this is his inning to get tired, and he's a Q4. Let's see who to go with here. And Comer come out the pitch. Jim's tired. So Steve will come out to pitch here. And this will be his first appearance of the season. He was 11-5 with a 2.3 ERA, and he had 1 save on the year. Like I say, he'll be facing the bottom part of the order here. Roy's 2 for 4 with a triple, though. And this is going to be a ground ball down to Toby for out number 1. And it brings up Mr. Johnson now. And Cliff is 0 for 4. Can he get off the snide here, folks? No, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And bumps up with it. He fires over to Hargrove for out number 2. And that brings up Bucky Dent here. Here's Bucky. He's 1 for 3. And that might be a base hit. And Comer is a right-hander, so minus that. And he is a 16, so that makes him a 19. So he's probably going to rob old Bucky of a base hit here. An 8. And that is going to be a fly ball. Claudell Washington on his horse in the gap. Nice over-the-shoulder catch. And the Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. Claudell with a nice catch. Now we got Will Sundberg. And back to the top of the order in Hargrove. Bump is 0 for 2 today. Ed trying to close this game out. Only giving up 2 runs, leads 9-2. Can he get a complete game here, folks? Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Bucky's up with it. Fires over to Chambliss for out number 1. Here comes Jim Sundberg. He's had a nice game here today, folks. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short this time. Bucky, 2 ground balls, 2 outs. And the Rangers are down to their last out here, and Mike Hargrove. He's 0 for 4. He did reach on an error, though. And that was going to be a base on balls. So the Rangers are still in business here, folks. Mike trots on down the first. Here comes old Bert. And Bert's 2 for 4 with the triple. And he came around and scored one of the 2 runs. And that's going to end the ball game. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. Bucky, all 3 balls hit down the short, all 3 outs. He's going to go to short way over to second, and that's your ball game, folks. Yankees win 9-2. So upset fans here in Texas. Let's take a look here at the box score. The Yankees 9 runs on 17 hits and 2 errors. Look at that. Rivers and Munson, 4 hits apiece. 8 for 9, 8 RBIs. Jackson 2 for 5, Randolph 2 for 5, Chambliss 2 for 5, White 2 for 5. The only batter that had a hit that didn't have a multiple hit game was Dent. Then you had Nettles and Cliff Johnson didn't have a hit at all. You had Mickey Rivers got this game started off with that stolen base and came around. Yankees were 7 for 13 with runners in scoring position, and they left 9 men on base. Old Bert Campaneris and Sundberg, both 2 for 4. Well, Bert was 2 for 5. They left 9 men on base. They was 1 for 5. Ed goes the distance. 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 4, struck out 3, gave up a homer. Joel Alexander got beat up bad, folks. 3 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, and struck out 1. Roger Mort came in, pitched an inning in the third, didn't have much luck either. 5 hits, 3 runs, struck out 1. Jim Ogberg come in, pitched 3 innings, 3 hits, struck out 1. And Steve Comer, 1 inning pitched. Too little, too late for that, though. Our next game is going to be the Dodgers versus the Braves. We got Roden against Boggs, folks. We'll take a quick look here at the standings. Ain't much to look at early in the year, but we'll take a look. Tigers, Yankees, and Brewers undefeated. And Kansas City's the only undefeated team over in the West. In the National League East, you got the Expos, Phillies, and Cubs undefeated. And nobody's undefeated in the National League West. Cincinnati Reds are 2-1. Alrighty, folks. I want to thank Legend Sports Universe for stopping by. Like I say, check out his great channel. Check out that game he did today between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Great game. Big Clue stopped by, and Mike stopped by. Check out Mike's channel, folks. He's been showing a lot of Fields of Dreams games. Until next time, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of the big state of Texas, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, you all have a great evening and take care.